Okay, you cats ready for some more Hornet Tales? Oh, this one's gonna be good. This one I like to call the Barracuda. So, VFA-106 Gladiators had multiple deployments. We called them debts. We had at least 2 boat debts active each month that required some crew members to go out with 12 aircraft, right? Okay, that was 24 birds gone. Then oftentimes one of those deployments would rotate and the crews would end up in Fallon. And then sometimes you would end up in Key West, Florida for air-to-air training. Oh my, what a good time. I'm gonna tell you what, if you got to go on a Key West Det, you was something special. If you got to go twice, you was really something special. I went 2 times. I would have loved to have gone a third. So, deployment to Key West, we would take, I guess 12 aircraft, and it would be hard for the pilots, but there was very limited flying happening, right? Like these pilots were going out and doing dogfighter training over the ocean in the Keys. We had an A4 adversarial squadron down, and I don't really remember all that too much. I was down there having fun for a change. So I got many stories on this one, but this one's the Barracuda. So we were out on the water, and we had rented some, I don't know, some kind of boats, and not went very far out, but we were out, and the guys on the dock, I think they were like Marine, police, or Rangers or something. We'd gone out of Boca Chica, the marina there, and these guys had told us about the Barracuda, right? They said, hey man, don't have no jewelry on, don't have your dog tags on, especially, right? They're shiny. And we were, I don't remember what we were fishing for, but we were out there fishing, and they told us about the Barracuda. And people mess with you a lot, so we kind of racked some of that up to maybe they was just effing with us, right? They said that Barracuda would attack you, and especially if you were diving and you had shiny stuff on. So we're out there, and there's a whole bunch of us, people we don't know. There's a guy and a girl, and they got jewelry on, and one of us that was out there said, hey guy, you might want to take that jewelry off, while he was leaning over with his necklace on. And about that time, a Barracuda came up and nicked that dude in the throat, man, trying to catch that necklace, and almost pulled him over. Got him pretty good. He was squirting, right? So they had to bandage him up and take him back. Well, we decided to avenge our friend we did not know. So we hunted for this Barracuda. I don't remember who caught it, but I do remember who took it around like a trophy, and that was your good old boy Tobes. So I didn't drink. I just didn't, man. I just didn't like it. Actually, turned out I had a really bad dying gallbladder my whole life, and so it messed me up bad to drink. But I had a little bit of drink this afternoon, and it was hot out there on the water, so we had some cold beers, and I was feeling right. And we caught that Barracuda, the white whale, our white whale. We was looking for that Barracuda all day. It was getting dark, so we come back to Boca Chica, and we have the Barracuda. We don't know if it's legal or not. We don't care. We have smited the mighty beast for our buddy, our fallen comrade, who couldn't hang out with us the rest of the day and drink because he done effed up. So we get it back, and we drink a little more. We have a celebration back at the barracks. It was a nice barracks there, in my opinion. I mean, we were in the Navy. Everything that was not a ship was nice, so or a tent. It was a decent barracks, and it actually went out towards the back, and there was like, I don't know if it was a cove or what, but you went out to the water, man. The ocean was there. We would have little parties. There were some grills. I don't remember there being a volleyball net, but I think we played volleyball, or at least spank you real good with the volleyball a few times. We would do some other things I'll talk about later. Some really dumb things. But this night we had this party out there. We started a fire, and I got lit, and I carried around this 6-foot Barracuda around my neck. And someone started snapping pictures. So I go around with this Barracuda, and everybody starts passing it around, right? And at some point I take one of my favorite cigarettes out of Marlboro, and I put it in its mouth and stick it in its teeth, and I'm going around with this Barracuda. And people were taking instant photographs, right? And so we had this policy: what goes on debt stays on debt. You just don't. And I believe the statute of limitations is up, fellas. It's beyond 30 years, but that's just the way it was. But someone was taking pictures with their Insta camera. So we had a good night. I don't remember much about it, right? After lighting the cigarette, and I woke up the next day, there was no Barracuda. And I was a little sad. But there was a picture. There was a picture laying next to me of me sleeping in the bed with the Barracuda with a cigarette in his mouth. And I had on my favorite sweater. And I'll post a picture of me and my wife. My wife bought me this most awesome sweater. Fit me really good. You know, you just like something. And I had it on that deck to look sharp that night. We was partying with my Barracuda. Oh man, that picture wouldn't have boded well with my wife. Here I had my favorite sweater she got me, most awesomest thing, and this giant Barracuda around my neck and fish scales all over it. Then there's a picture of me laying in the bed with the Barracuda all fish scaled, snuggled up with it, holding it. So we leave. We had a good debt. I'll tell you some more on that debt. We leave and we get back to the squadron. And all of a sudden, there were pictures laying places of some of us with this Barracuda. Just somebody would leave a trail, like a snail trail. I believe it to be a certain individual I'll come to later. I won't name him by name, but we called him AKA the Phantom Shitter. Some guys were really good at being sneaky and never getting caught at effing with you. And I tell you what, this fella was, because I would snatch up all these pictures, man, because somehow I felt implicated in this. And I would find them. One day I went into the gee dump. They were laying there in the gee dump. There was a picture of somebody and then me in the background, and I was holding the Barracuda. Snatched it up. Somebody else was holding the Barracuda. I snatched it up. I'm pretty sure other people found those photos and snatched them up. I believe this guy played us pretty good. If you have got one of those photos, please tell me. I need to know, because I lost mine. I had the only one that I had it for so many years, but we lost so many things over the years, man. You know, it just happens. And I lost a picture of me and that Barracuda laying in the bed together. And I hid it from my wife for a long time, so she didn't see that picture of me with her favorite sweater. I love you, baby. Don't be mad. I meant to tell you about it, but there was a statute of limitations on it. Hey, man, this is Toby, and I got more from Ket West Det. Peace.